So you just finished your website and now you're trying to get the traffic. My name is Daryl, and in this video, I'm gonna show you guys step by step on how to properly market your website from start to finish. So this is gonna be a complete marketing campaign for your website. Now, after you guys watch this tutorial, you guys will be on your way to getting more traffic. What can you expect to learn in this tutorial? Well, I'm gonna go in depth on everything step by step to make sure that you fully understand everything there is to know about each topic. And guys, it's all about being consistent, okay? Don't give up. Now guys, we'll talk about stuff like SEO. We will talk about blogging. We will talk about the display network and also different ways that you can market your website. So guys, remember, this video was designed to help you, okay? So remember, just be consistent and I guarantee you in the long term, you will succeed. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is getting your SEO campaign started. Now guys, SEO is crucial for website success, and I'm actually going to show you my numbers and show you how people are finding my website through my SEO campaign. And when we get to that section, I'll talk about who you should hire, how long you can expect results from SEO campaigns, how much it costs, all the information you will need to have a successful SEO campaign. After that, we're going to talk about blogging. Now, blogging is also referred to as content writing, article writing, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to talk about why blogging is very important. Now guys, blogging is probably one of the only ways people will find your website. You ever gone to Google and type in something like how to do something and you see all those blogs? That's exactly how they are receiving traffic. And I'll also recommend another website where you can have a team of people writing for you and your website for less than just $3. There's a lot of reasons why you want to hire professionals to write for your website rather than yourself. And I'll talk more about that when we talk about the blogging section. After that, we'll talk about, of course, social media. I'm sure you've heard everyone say, oh, just post on Facebook, oh, just post there. Guys, it's not that easy. Trust me. Many companies like Chase, Amazon, these big companies that all hire social media managers because there's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't really talk about. So I'll actually show you guys my opinion on some of the best social media outlets and how I optimize it for my website. And the next thing we're gonna talk about is Facebook groups and forums. Now guys, there is a lot of secrets about forums a lot of people do not talk about. So I'm gonna introduce you all to a lot of really cool secrets regarding forums and also Facebook groups. Next up is a new form of marketing that I'm really excited to show you guys. I'm gonna introduce you all to what we call is influencer marketing. Now this closely ties with affiliate marketing, but it works a little differently. Basically, companies like Amazon realize the power of these influencers, so they have actually created their own influencer marketing department. In short, they realized that these people on Facebook and YouTube brought higher quality traffic and conversions than their own advertisement campaigns. So they said, you know what, let's go ahead and reach out to these influencers so they can promote our product. Now, I'm going to introduce you all to a resource where you can have these same influencers promote your products or services in front of millions of people. Now, the great part is that they accommodate all sorts of different type of categories. So if you guys are into luxury or cars or food or pets or models or just humor or fashion, they accommodate all niches. So I'm going to show you how you can get your product shown by these influencers in front of millions of people. And lastly, I'll be introducing you all to the Google Display Network. Now, this is one of the most popular platforms for branding and getting people to engage in your website. So I'll be running you through step by step on how you can start getting visitors to see your content and start engaging with your website. And also stick around at the end because I got a little bonus section. All right, so let's go ahead now and start this amazing tutorial. All right, guys, so we are first going to work on your SEO campaign. Now, guys, SEO is so important. It should be the #1 thing on your list. So you guys can see right here how I have Daryl Wilson. And when someone types in Daryl Wilson, you can see how my website shows up as rank #1. Now, I'm going to show you how you can implement this same exact idea on your website. Now, really quickly, I'm going to give you guys a quick little preview of my success with SEO and how you can do it for your website as well. So right here you can see I started my SEO campaign sometime last year in March, where I only had around 100 people a month searching and visiting my website. As a result, you can see in June, I had around 111. And slowly, you can see in July, it went up. And then we had a really good month in January where the algorithm kind of kicked in and I was getting around 2,000 organic visitors a month. Now, this is all due to the success of SEO. So I recommend going to a website called freelancer.com. There's also a link in the description that will take you directly to freelancer.com. And this is where you're going to outsource it to pay as little as possible. Now guys, this is a long-term goal. So how long does this take? Well, you can expect results from SEO sometime in around 3 to 6 months. who should you hire? I recommend hiring people from India and secondary country of Pakistan. Medium countries that you can also work with is Bangladesh, because I find I have the most success with people from India, Pakistan, and then sometimes I hire people from Bangladesh. It works out. How much should you pay? Well, you're looking at around $100 for 10 keywords, somewhere along the lines of that. Now, if someone charges a little bit more because they are more established, that is perfectly okay. If someone is charging way less than that, I would stay away because you really don't know if they're reliable or not. Now, for example, what is a keyword? Well, when someone types in Daryl Wilson, that is a keyword, right? So I am being found on rank number 1. Now, if someone types in something else like, let's go, how to make a WordPress website Divi theme tutorial, that's another keyword. And as you guys can see, all of my videos and my Udemy classes show up on the search engine. So by going to Freelancer and hiring an SEO company, I recommend outsourcing it to people in India. Now, I currently have around 3 people that I work with on SEO, and they continually build backlinks. They continually do social bookmarking. There's a lot that goes into SEO, but if you guys are interested in learning it yourself, there is a course link in the description, but I truly recommend hiring a company out here. So all you need to do is go to like post a project and just do like, I need SEO. And then like skills are required, SEO, and then SEO for my website. And you're gonna get flooded with just so many people that are SEO for my website. I need to rank higher. And then right here, it doesn't really matter, but again, you should look at a price of somewhere around $100 for around 10 keywords. So the more keywords you have, the more it's gonna cost. But the more it costs, the more keywords you have, the more visible you are being found. So right here, I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna do a fixed price of something like this right here of simple project. And then simply go over here and go to post a project. Now this company might ask for things like your cPanel information and your WordPress login information. Guys, you will have to give them that because they need to basically set the on-page optimization for your website. I know it sounds a little scary to give someone like, login information for your websites, but it's really hard for them to do their jobs properly if they don't really have, the full optimization for your website. Now look at that right there. I mean, you can see guys how I have all of these people out here just spamming out offers for me. And you guys can see how the first ones were around like $90 and more expensive ones are around $150. You guys can also see the reviews. So right here, 3,099 reviews. That's why this guy is charging $150 because he's basically kind of proven himself. So it's really up to you who you want to hire for SEO for your website. But this should be the first thing on your list because again, this is gonna take anywhere between 3 months all the way to even a year, depending on the competitiveness of your keywords. So for example, let's say you want to rank for something like best attorneys in Los Angeles. Hypothetically, guys, you may never rank for this keyword because it is so competitive because you have other companies, other websites like Yelp and Hollywood Reporter who are spending big bucks on trying to get their website ranked on the search engines. So try not to go for super competitive keywords because remember, the more competitive they are, the longer it will take to rank. The less competitive they are, the quicker it will take to rank. And also have your SEO company do keyword research. So that means basically, what is ideal for my niche and my website? You are an SEO expert. What do you recommend that I do? They may give you a list of keywords or ideas and then go ahead and say, you know what, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and work with these 10 to 15 keywords for now. And then once you start to rank higher and you build up trust, go for more keywords. Get a little bit more aggressive with your SEO campaign because remember, this is a long-term goal, but I find that hiring a freelancer will give you the best success for SEO on your website. So let's have a quick recap of this section. So first, you guys want to make sure that you outsource your SEO, right? We got that. That's pretty much set in stone. Second, you guys want to make sure that you're paying around $100 for around 10 keywords. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. Don't be afraid to pay more. You could get more aggressive with your campaign. It's up to you. I'm just kind of giving you the fundamentals of the price. After that, you guys want to make sure that you are consistent with your SEO. So you guys can expect results somewhere along the lines of 3 months to 6 months. But I like to think of SEO as a permanent expense. I have my company working on my website every single month. I never stop because I never want it to drop in ranking. So I would recommend having SEO as a permanent expense every single month. And lastly, you want to make sure that these guys provide you with some sort of report and work to show you where your keywords are at and how well they are performing. Okay, so let's go on to the next section. So the next step is blogging. Now this is also referred to as content writer, article writing, content creation, whatever you want to call it. It's basically all the same thing. So why is blogging so important? Well, blogging is one of the only ways people can actually find your website when they search for something on Google. Now in just a little bit, I'm going to show you a great example of this. However, your first question might be, how much should I write? Generally, most SEO experts recommend somewhere along the lines of 1,000 to 3,000 words. Now, when you're writing this, it's very important to not kind of spam your keyword. Basically, you should have around a 5% keyword density. So if you're aiming for something like the best dog trainer in California, you shouldn't write that more than around 5% of your article. As a result, if you do, you could get penalized by Google. That's why I kind of recommend hiring an SEO company or an article company, because they know how to write properly. Now let's go ahead and go to Google right here. Now I'm going to type in something like best WordPress tutorials, and I'm going to go to enter. Now the first website that comes up right here is Elegant Themes. If I click on this article right here, you can see this is their blog page. So their website is being found when I look for something like what's the best WordPress tutorial. Let's say you want to learn how to build a website, and then you go to Google. This is the first company that shows up. So you guys can see they have some really good content right here. So people can actually go ahead and read through all of this. And if they're looking for something, they can go ahead and find it. So blogging is very important because without it, no one would be able to find this website, right? It'd also be very hard to find. So blogging, guys, is another long-term goal. So don't expect any quick results. You guys can see this article was written sometime in 2014. But then again, you should expect results somewhere along the lines of 3 months to 6 months, maybe even longer, depending on your keyword. Now, let's just say, for example, you don't want to write this yourself. I recommend going to a website called iWriter.com. Now, there's also a link in the description to this website. So this is where you can hire professionals who will write content for you. So right here, I'm gonna go to my pricing, and you guys can see right here what they charge. So they have different authors. So right here, we have a standard author, someone that will write at least a 500-word paper for you for just $3, or even 1,000 for $750. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, you can charge, or you can ask for 3,000 words for around $21. Now you can also go to like a premium author, elite author, or elite plus. The difference is the reviews and how long they have been writing. So it's really up to you who you would like to hire. I personally use this service, and I've seen their quality, and I can vouch for it, as it is really good. And they've actually wrote a lot of articles on my website. So this is my blog right here. It's kind of a cool looking style blog. And right here, I'll just say, we'll just go to how to make a WordPress website, a step-by-step guide for beginners. And I actually hired a content writer from that website to write it for me. So you guys can see right here, this is my article, and it looks clean. We have some images right there, and we go and we look at it, and it looks like a really good article. So these guys really make some good quality stuff. So this is a blog post about how to make a WordPress website, and I actually feature a new plugin called the Elementor Page Builder. It's not really new; it came about a year ago, and it's, well, I guess you could say it's new, but it's growing. So I wanted to write an article about it because it's a really cool page builder and everything else. So blogging and content writing, guys, is very important. And remember, I have to be very honest, don't get drained, or if you're not getting the results right away, guys, it's all about consistency. If you post 500 articles in a day, it won't do much. But if you post 500 articles in a year, you will have much better success with long-term consistency rather than just one large burst of articles. Okay, so I know it's very easy to get burnout when you're writing stuff and it's not being found. Just give it time and be consistent. In the long run, it will pay off and people will find your content. All right, so let's go on to the next section. Next up is social media. Now, I'm going to introduce you all to different social media techniques that I have used that have got me a lot of likes and followers, And I'm also going to be talking about websites that I do not recommend advertising on, and also some that I do recommend advertising on, because I've made a lot of mistakes during my course of being a digital marketer. So I'm going to share with you guys my techniques on how I get a lot of likes and engagement. So this is my current Facebook fan page. Now before this, guys, I have a full advertising tutorial on Facebook in the description. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can be sure to check it out. But here are my thoughts about that before you check it out. So this is my current Facebook fan page, and I have around 7,357 people that like this, with around 7,400 followers. Now I bet you guys are wondering, Daryl, how did you get all these people on your page? How much did you pay? Well, I paid nothing. Now I bet you guys are wondering, Daryl, how did you do that? How did you get a page with over 7,000 people engaging in your stuff and pay nothing? Well, guys, I actually used cheaper forms of advertising from AdWords and also YouTube. Now, I'm going to show you why I use other cheaper sources of advertising instead of Facebook. So right here, I'm going to go to promote. Now, as you can see right here, 23 clicks or 42 for around $35. The main problem with Facebook is that it's too damn expensive for the regular person. $35 for that many clicks is a horrible deal. In fact, there are other websites where you can get 5 cents, or even, post a banner ad and get constant traffic, not having to pay $1 per visitor, right? That's kind of expensive. But my personal opinion about it is use Facebook, post around once or twice a week, and get engaged with other people's content. The more you engage with other people's content, people will see your page, they will come back, they will like your stuff, and they'll engage with it. Now, whenever you guys make a post, I personally recommend to put as much text as possible. So right here, you guys can see I have this one article right here. Now you guys can see I have a lot of text with a link, and this post reached around 1,102 people. Now right here, right below that, I just kind of put a link, and as a result, it only reached 329 people. Now in just a little bit, I'm going to tell you guys my personal opinion about advertising on Facebook. But before that, I'm going to introduce you all to another form of advertising, which is Twitter. Now this is Elegant Themes. Elegant Themes makes the best WordPress theme on the planet. They have around 37,000 followers with around 6,251 tweets. Now the problem with Twitter is that I just find the engagement rate is incredibly low on Twitter. So right here they have 37,000 followers, but the page has only received 357 likes. So the people here aren't really engaging with the content as much as other websites. So my personal opinion, I would use Twitter. I would make an account and put all the description, put your link and everything, maybe post once or twice a week, maybe put like a $2 every tweet, just kind of boost it a little bit, see what happens. But my personal opinion is don't go crazy with advertising on Twitter, because I find that their engagement rate is just incredibly low. Now, whenever you use Facebook, Twitter, or all these other profiles, guys, make sure to fill out everything, fill out the about, fill out all this, because these things will start popping up in search engines. So you do want to use these to basically promote your website. So remember, whenever someone goes on Google and types something, there's a chance that your profile or your Facebook page, your Twitter account will show up. That's what I'm saying. Always put a lot of content, once or twice a week, and try to use as much social media platforms as possible to extend your reach. Now, LinkedIn. I don't recommend LinkedIn at all for advertising. It is the most expensive advertising platform on the internet. I've seen people pay up to $45 a click. So I'm not really going to go too much in LinkedIn, because I personally don't use LinkedIn. I've seen their rates and I said no. And the reason why it's so expensive, guys, because they're basically targeting corporations with huge budgets. So if you're the average person trying to get your stuff engaged with on LinkedIn, I would not advertise it. However, I would always link it to your website, or link it to your YouTube channel, or you link it somewhere so people can find it. You don't want to just leave it as a dead page, because there's always chances that people will find it and look at your stuff on LinkedIn. But self-promoting or advertising on LinkedIn, I would not recommend it. Pinterest is also a really good one, because a lot of the times when you make these things, it will be found in search engines. So I am for putting your profile on Pinterest. However, if you guys are asking me about advertising on Pinterest, I'm going to say no. It depends on the niche. If you are a business, construction company, a web designer company, Pinterest is basically pointless. The only time people are on this website is they want to see delicious food, or they want to see some cool clothes, or they want to have some nice places to go. So if you're not in those niches, I would just stay off Pinterest. But again, it never hurts to put your stuff on Pinterest. But if you are in any of those niches that I talked about, I would recommend it. But if you're not, I would not. Now let's get into the most famous and the best form of advertising that I currently recommend for all the websites is YouTube advertising. This is my current YouTube account. Now guys, I'm going to talk about why YouTube is the best, and it basically takes everything else out of the water, but I'm going to show you guys why. So this is my current statistics right here. Now, every time I have a video right here, I like to promote it. So I'm paying around $10 a day, and I'm only getting around 6 cents per view. So anytime someone actually clicks the ad, I'm only getting charged 6 cents. Now, what happens if someone watches the video and skips it? I pay nothing. So right here you can see I'm getting free impressions, and I'm actually getting a lot of engagement rate. So you guys can see right here, my view rate is pretty high. People love video rates. So right here are my view rates for all of my videos. You can see they're all around 50%. So what that means is every time someone watches my video, at least 50% of the people or more will click on the ad and engage in my content. Now I'm also going to talk about the display advertising. So right here are the display advertising, which we'll talk about in the next section. Now you can see right here, this is a branding campaign. So I spent around $91 to get around 531 clicks, but 782,000 people have seen my advertisement. They know who I am. So branding is the most important part of advertising, just like McDonald's, just like Nike. You see them everywhere, right? You see all these fast food places everywhere. Branding is probably the most important part of advertising because people know your product, and down the line, let's say in a month from now they need a website, they're gonna remember, oh yeah, Daryl Wilson, that's right. He's that one guy that does WordPress tutorials. I'll go ahead and watch his stuff. So that's why I personally recommend the Display Network and YouTube ads. And another thing, guys, is YouTube ads is the only type of advertisement or platform where you actually get paid for promoting your content. So right here, this is my current monthly estimated revenue every time I make a video and I teach people about whatever they want to learn about. But at the same time, I'm marketing myself. And look how many shares I have. I have 2,855 shares with all these subscribers. So it's such a better platform than Facebook. And I know a lot of people disagree, but when you're getting subscribers, you continually build an audience. You continually get bigger. So every time you post a video, you get more views, more engagements. People will start to share your stuff. And then on top of that, you get paid. Now, the reason why I'm against Facebook advertising is because your audience shrinks every single time you make a post. So right here, you can see I have around 1,112 people, but I have 7,000 followers. So why is this not engaging all of my followers, right? Well, Facebook knows this, and they said, well, you want to go and advertise to your own followers? You got to pay for that. So right here, you can see people who like your page. So in reality, they have a backwards concept of YouTube. So instead of actually, when you get all these followers and likers, you're thinking, oh, this is so cool. Every time I make a post, they're all going to see it. No, that's not true. In fact, every time you make a post, you have to pay for it. And it can be extremely expensive in the long run. But if you guys are going to use Facebook advertising, I highly recommend using video ads. When you scroll down, you see a video, you stop and you look at it. That's why I prefer that you guys would actually go ahead and use YouTube advertising, because it is the most powerful form of advertising. Now, another thing I want to talk about is when you make your YouTube channel, you can go ahead and link all your stuff right here. So right here is my Udemy, my Patreon, my website, my Facebook fan page. This is another way how I brought people from YouTube to my current Facebook fan page. I simply just put a link right there, and you can put your website here. And when you're getting around, 314,000 views a month, you're going to bet a lot of people are going to go to your website and also your Facebook fan page. So instead of actually using Facebook's basic promote button, which you got to pay $1 per click, that's crazy. Use the Display Network, use Google ads, use these things right here. And I have a full tutorial on YouTube advertising, and it doesn't take any skill or anything. So if you guys are interested in learning how to create videos and putting them on YouTube, I highly recommend it, because this is the ultimate form of advertising. I see all these people out there talk about Facebook ads, and I'm looking at them like they're crazy. I'm like, you're spending, $5 to $10 a click. I'm spending 5 cents per view. And on top of that, right here, you can see that a lot of these views right here, they're not watching it, they're skipping it. So I'm also getting free impressions. So it's a win-win. I'm getting free impressions, and I'm also paying 6 cents every single time someone clicks and watch my video, which are 10 times more influential than a picture, or some text, So that's my personal advice, guys, as far as advertising. If you guys are gonna do advertising, I recommend, you know, to go on all the websites and just kind of post once or twice a week. Again, it's great for finding in the search engine, so it's not a total loss, but my personal opinion, Facebook is not ideal for the average person. If you are, you know, interested on hiring or going on Facebook and, you know, doing a full-fledged campaign, I recommend hiring a professional. If you have a bigger budget, I would go for the professional, see what they can do. But if you are looking for just some quick views and some long-term goals, I would strongly recommend YouTube, because YouTube has the most powerful advertising platform, and you also get paid for it, and all the subscribers will actually reach. In fact, YouTube will actually advertise your channel. So whenever you make a video, they actually email and send notifications to all your subscribers, right? It's 10 times better than actually having to keep posting all the time and spending money on Facebook. So that's my personal opinion about social media. I hope it's helped. All right, let's go on to the next section. Next up is Facebook groups and forums. Now, in just a minute, I'll talk about the benefits of posting in forums, but I want to give you guys some key rules to follow when joining a Facebook group and also a forum for SEO purposes. Number one is when you join the group, do not self-promote. Do not spam anything about your website or anything else, because this is a very easy way to get banned. Now, number two, if in the future you decide to post something, giveaways, free stuff is a great resource to sort of gain recognition in Facebook groups and also forums. Now, also, you will need to get involved with people's questions and get engaged in the community. You know, a lot of these forums and groups have moderators, and they really know when someone's trying to self-promote. So just join the community and actually, you know, make it organic. You know, someone asks a question, answer it. But I wouldn't post anything about your website for maybe somewhere in lines of 1 to 2 weeks. Now, let's go ahead and go to a Facebook group. So this is my current Facebook page, and you guys can learn more about it by typing in Daryl Wilson. You know, I basically just put stuff about my website. So, you know, this is what self-promotion, you know, what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and do something like WordPress tutorials for beginners. So let's say, for example, I am the person that is trying to promote my website, and I provide free tutorials for WordPress. Now, this right here would be a great resource. So right here you can see there is a WordPress group for WordPress tutorials and resources with 2,600 members. It's a public group. So by joining that, I can actually go in there and say, you know, I'll go ahead and join this group. And then from there, I can go ahead and answer some comments or some questions. And then from there, you can go ahead and put in whatever you want. Now, this is just an example. So let's say put like dog. Well, let's just type in dog. Maybe we'll have some groups for dogs. So dog group. So right here you can see 435,000 members. Now that is an incredibly large amount of people. So by joining this group right here and then sort of slowly engaging and also talking about the content, you can then kind of post an article. Let's say, for example, you're in the dog industry. Well, you can say, hey guys, I have a really cool article about Bichon. So if you want to learn more about the Bichon Frise, you guys can, you know, go to my website and learn more about it. And when you have a user base of 435,000 people, that is a great resource for you to sort of self-promote, yet also get engaged with in the community, because people will see you around saying, hey, that guy always posting good stuff. I'm gonna go to his website and check his stuff out. Now, another thing I want to talk about is forums. So why is it so essential to join forums? Well, let's go and look at WordPress.org. So WordPress.org is a website where you can go ahead and get involved. Like, for example, they have forums, themes, all sorts of really cool stuff. So here I'm gonna go to themes and then maybe look at one of these themes right here, and you can leave a review. You know, you can actually add your review, and then you can actually post a forum thing right here where you can talk about it or whatever. Now, if I go to the search engine and type in Daryl Wilson WordPress, guess what happens? You guys see right here where it says WordPress.org, you can see some of my content that I'm posting on forums. So when you post a question or something like that on forums, it gets picked up in the search engines. So that's another really good way for you to get found. Now, guys, you might not see this like the first day. You might not see it on the first week, but you will see it eventually. In fact, every time I go to help for Final Cut Pro for the software I'm currently using for this screen share, I always run into forums. So right here, let's type in Final Cut Pro audio not working. And right away, you can see the first one is a forum. So right here, discussions by Apple. So it's really not about posting in the forum and trying to make people click on your profile. It's more of learning how to optimize this text right here for search engines to get found. Now, I'm not saying to go to forums and just start spamming spammy content, because again, moderators will know what you're doing. But generally get involved, generally ask questions. The more you engage, the more you ask questions and help other people, the more it will get picked up in the search engine. Now, this is sort of a long-term goal for SEO, because this will be found and it could have a very fast result, and it also could have a very long result. So right here you can see this was in 2011, but you can actually get quicker engagement depending on who's searching, okay? So that is a great example of forum posting. And again, you can always add your URL to the name right here. So this right here is this guy's name, but he could have put his URL, he could put his business profile. Guys, whenever there's a spot for your website or your Facebook page, just put all of them, because again, these can actually be picked up by search engines as do follow links, and that will actually get more popularity, and your site could grow in the search engines, okay? So again, remember, when you're joining these websites, fill out everything. You know, write a 2-paragraph section about yourself, you know? So if there's content to be written, write the content, put in the links, and again, get engaged with forums, because again, it will be found in search engines, and that's a very good idea for you to get exposure, okay? So let's go down and move on to the next section. So let's have a quick recap of Facebook groups and forums. Now for Facebook group, guys, do not self-promote too much. It's a very easy way to get banned. Be helpful, answer questions. Remember, make this look organic. Actually be organic. You don't want to try to just spam things about your company. You want to look helpful, because then people will look up to you and they will want to learn more about you. Always offer free stuff. Everyone loves free stuff on Facebook groups, so always provide giveaways or something for free. But remember, never overdo it, and always make it look organic. Now for forums, remember, fill out as much content as you want. Remember, this content can be picked up and will be picked up by search engines. So you want to make sure that when you ask questions, fill out enough content, make a reference to your website saying, hey, my website's about this, I was writing about this, I had a problem, etc. And also remember to be helpful. Always answer people's questions. Be helpful. People will look up to you and want to learn more about you and your website. All right, guys, so this is a bonus section. Now I'm going to show you how you can get rankings on your website by using already established websites. So essentially, we're kind of borrowing other websites' authority to promote our own website. Now I'm also going to talk about guest blogging, why you should do it, and what other websites offer this service. So really quickly, let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna type in Daryl Wilson right here. Daryl Wilson, and what happens when I type this in? Well, we have my website, we have YouTube, we have udemy.com. Now, by using already established websites like Udemy, Skillshare, or Amazon, you basically run to the front of the pack. So right here, you guys can see I have all of my information. I have the links to all of my websites, and this is a great way to kind of promote not just your website, but your Facebook fan page, your LinkedIn, your YouTube channel, whatever you want to promote. Now, let me give you guys a better example. So let's say you're selling something. You know, let's say you're selling something and you're trying to get visitors. You're like, this is frustrating. By me typing in best desk chairs. All right, let's say you have a website and you're selling desk chairs. So scrolling down right here, by putting this on something like Amazon, you run to the front of the pack. So right here, I'm using Amazon.com to basically sell my desk chairs. So by going to like eBay and registering, by going to Amazon, Etsy, all these sites and starting to put all your information, if you're selling something, put it on there. This is a great way to sort of run to the front of the pack instead of having your website isolated in the middle of nowhere where no one can find it. But by using this right here, you at least have a chance to kind of get more attention. Now, there's various ways your website will show up, but there's a lot of better ways by using these websites where your product will also show up. So I recommend, kind of venturing off, exploring, doing your research. So again, right here, let's type in like WordPress website tutorial on Udemy. So let's say someone's learning how to build a website and they don't know where to go. But right here, you can see my classes are already showing up on the front page. So I've kind of bypassed the whole learn classes from my website, and I'm using udemy.com to basically get more exposure and to kind of invite people to my website and also my YouTube channel. So remember guys, it's not just about your own website. It's about also using other websites to sort of gain recognition, okay? Now I'm not saying go to other websites and just start spamming and registering everything, but I'm, generally engaged with Udemy, and I'm also engaged with other websites. So by slowly going to other websites, getting involved, it will start showing up in search engines. People will start to see your websites. So again, guys, this is a longer term process, but it is great because remember, the internet's on 24 hours a day, guys. Remember, when you sleep, people are searching. So keep that in mind. Now, another really cool thing that I want to talk about is guest blogging. What is guest blogging? Well, it's sort of the same thing that I'm talking about by using already established websites. So this is a website called Shout Me Loud. Now this is a great blog where they talk about SEO, digital marketing, email marketing. They receive over 1 million visits a month. Now, I don't know if this website accepts guest blogging, but they do actually give you a whole list of guest blogging. So basically, you are allowed to blog on already established websites. So what's the purpose of that? Well, let's say someone reads your content on a website with 1 million visitors and they like your content. What are they going to do? Well, they're probably going to go to your website and look at what you're writing on your own website. So this is a great source, and I'll also link this in the description. So even Huffington Post, they actually allow guest bloggers. So if you want to write for someone else and you believe that you're a great writer, I would do it, because what happens is you write these articles for these huge websites, and then in results, people may go to your website. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it's very likely. I mean, right here, this website receives 1 million views or visits. So if you write something for this website, the odds are if someone likes your content, they're probably going to check your other stuff out. So they have this for like technology, they have it for SEO, social media, designing, whatever niche that you're in. And then random blogs, scary mommy. So right here, they talk about pregnancy or, whatever niche you're in. So again, this is their kind of like a criteria. Now, every website will have their own criteria. You got to follow their rules. You got to follow their structure, or else you cannot write on their websites. Okay, so it doesn't matter what kind of niche you're in. Every website usually does have some sort of guest blogging. Now, I'm trying to get into this more. I don't have it. But, by just doing some research, saying, hey, can I guest blog on your website? You have a lot of traffic. I'll write some really good stuff for you. And then from there, you exchange like a backlink or something like that. That is a great way to get recognition from already established websites. Okay, so I will link this, guys, in the description if you guys are interested in guest blogging. Okay, so, I hope this was helpful. I hope, all this stuff about using other websites and guest blogging is helpful. So let's go on to the next section. All right, I'll see you there. So another really cool marketing technique is called influencer marketing. Now, I did mention that Amazon and other companies have now started their own influencer marketing campaigns, and other websites have kind of followed their footsteps. Now, this is one website called Shoutcart. And now you guys can see that they have a list of what we call as influencers. Now, what an influencer is people who have a large following, kind of like myself and other YouTubers and maybe some Instagrammers, who basically promote your product in front of their audience in exchange for money. So you can go ahead and go through the list of some of these influencers. So right here, you see this cute puppies for you, and they'll promote your post for around $10. They have around 256,000 followers, and so on and so forth. Now, there's other websites that do the same thing, so be sure to also check out like the Instagram and their websites and make sure that it's legit. Now, you want to do some research, so I recommend going to a website called SimilarWeb. So SimilarWeb. Now, this right here will actually determine the amount of traffic and everything else on their website. You don't want to take their word for it. I'm not trying to sell you on these guys, but I'm saying, in this world of business, there's very easy ways to get screwed. So I want to make sure that when you actually see these people or engage with them or talk to them, do some research before you actually decide to hire them. Now, over here was one that I found. This is from Isaiah.com. And they had this one brand right here, or this one person. So I actually did my homework and decided to see, is this a real person or not? Or are these people just kind of like blowing smoke and, they're not really true? So I believe it was this one right here. So they have these little quick videos that you can check out. These are the actual creators and the actual people who will be promoting your stuff. So let's see right here.
for the fact that I really like to.
So they have like little cool videos now right there. You see that little website? That's what you want to see. So you want to go ahead and do your research. So right here, I'm gonna go to Daily Mom, and I'm gonna see, you know, how much traffic these guys are getting or whatever. Now, if they do a blog post, which I recommend, blog post guys are the best because they float on the internet, they get a lot of engagement, and they pop up in search engines. So right here, now this is an ideal person. This traffic makes sense. So right here, you can see that this person's receiving around 250,000 page views every month. So I would say, you know what, this does look legitimate. I would say, you know what, this person probably is a real blogger. And you guys can always go to their websites. It was a daily mom or whatever they're you know, and you know, also make sure, look at their blog posts and make sure that they're dated back. You know, if they all have these blog posts that are dated within the only 1 year, they might be like a newer company. But if they have it back to like 2013, 2014, they're probably a long-term company. It's someone that you can really trust. So all I'm saying is that when you get involved with influencer marketing, make sure these people are worth your time. You don't want to hire some like person with fake views or nothing like that. And another thing is, if you guys do use an Instagram influencer, Instagram quality of traffic is considered one of the lowest tiers of traffic. So that's why people with 4 million followers will charge you $280, because generally the quality of traffic from Instagram is very low. So you guys can go ahead and go to this website, Shoutcart. There is a link in the description, guys. So I actually have another article right here of other companies that you can go ahead and check out. And remember, you can go ahead and hire one of these guys and they can promote your product. And if they have a blog, I would preferably, guys, try to get on their blogs, because the blogs are a little bit more permanent. These right here, the Instagram shout outs, they aren't as, you know, once they post it, they post it. If you don't make a sale, that's it. But, you know, for $5 for 190,000 followers, that's not bad at all. You know, it's really not. So be sure to check out the influencer marketing. And also, guys, if you are interested in affiliate marketing, there are some websites that I recommend going to. Now, let's say you are a shop and you are just a regular mom and pop shop and you want to sell your product and you want people to actually promote it for you. You can go to CJ.com, and CJ.com is a website where it connects people like myself, advertisers, and then it connects people who are merchants. So people who have a product and then people who can promote it. So I would recommend going to CJ.com. And also another cool one is ShareASale.com. So ShareASale.com is where you can go ahead and promote your product. So you can see right here, I want to promote this merchant on my website, or I want to be one of these merchants. So basically it's like a marketplace where business owners come and they say, hey, I have a product, can you help me sell it? As a result, you have to provide them some sort of commission rates, some sort of cookie rates, all sorts of stuff. And another really cool one is CJ, ShareASale, Rakuten. Rakuten is also a really cool one. So Rakuten right here, Rakuten affiliates. These guys are also another good one. And also, you know, there's a lot of affiliate marketing departments, guys. So ShareASale, CJ, ClickBank. Oh, I cannot forget ClickBank. ClickBank. This is probably one of the most famous ones. ClickBank. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Click. There it is. ClickBank. This is probably the best one, and it's probably the most popular one right here. So you can see right here they have featured products. And let's just say I click on one of these products. They give you a little bit of information about them, you know. So go ahead and check out ClickBank, guys. You know, you can set up as a marketplace. So this right here is a vendor selling it. But if you are an affiliate and you want to promote products, they have this whole little thing where all these business owners, they come and they give their products, and then, you know, an affiliate will actually say, hey, you know what, I'll take that deal, you know, I'll take that, you know, I'll take your product and promote it. So these are all business owners. Like right here, you see Ty Lopez, he's trying to promote his insane cold traffic conversion for, you know, program, whatever. And if someone sells it, the affiliate makes $200, and the person selling it would make whatever they charge for. Okay, so that's about it, guys, for the influencer marketing and affiliate marketing departments. I'm an affiliate myself, guys, and I bring a lot of companies a lot of business because I promote good quality content and they trust me. So as a result, everyone's happy. The customer's happy because they get a product they love. The business is happy because they make money, and I'm happy because I made a small cut, you know, so everyone wins in the end. Okay. So, you know, if you're not doing affiliate marketing or all this, try it out. Try it out one time. If it doesn't work, not a big deal. Okay. So let's go on to the next section. All right, guys, so next up is the display network. And the great part about the display network, you can set a budget, you can set a location, you can set all sorts of really cool stuff. Now, just by looking at this, 1,139 engagements for around $137. Guys, if I were on Facebook, this advertisement here would have cost me over $10,000. So the display network is a really good choice. I recommend it. Now, it also has different type of campaigns. So the first thing you guys will have to do is create a Google AdWords account. Now, creating a Google AdWords account is free. It's simple. It's easy to use. So once you guys are there, I'm going to go over here to plus campaign. Now we have all these different type of campaigns. Now the video one right here is actually for YouTube. And they have other ones like for the search network. These are like the actual ones that you find on the search engine, and they are the most expensive ones. But the ones we are going to use is the display network only. All right, it's loading up. So we have 3 different type of ads, and I'll talk about which ones I recommend and which ones I think that you should get. So right here, build awareness. Now guys, this is the cheapest form of advertising. Now, the quality of traffic might not be the best from build awareness. However, you will get the most impressions and the most clicks for the cheapest rate. After that, you get influence consideration. So these are people who might actively be looking for stuff in your niche. So right here, people to engage with your content or visit your website. So this right here could be a medium quality traffic of people who might already be showing interest in something that you are involved in. And the last one right here is the conversion rate. So this is probably the most expensive one, but that's still very cheap compared to other forms of advertising. My niche was the most expensive. I was in the technology section, and I was also in the United States. So that was probably the most expensive one I was paying, but I was only paying around 20 cents for each click, but I've seen them go to like 0.001 cents. It really depends on your audience and also your niche. So depending on what you would like, you can go ahead and select one, and you guys can also run multiple ones. You can run one of each, and I've done that because I want to see which one is converting well. I want to see which one is more influential. I want to see which one people are liking the most. So the one that I have a lot of impressions, that is the branding campaign. The one where I have less, that's the influence consideration. So for now, we'll just do build awareness. We just want people to see our advertisement and just kind of get involved with our websites. All right, scrolling down here. So locations. So you guys can set different sort of locations. Now, let's say you are a mom and pop shop somewhere really small. You can say, I want to go ahead and say, California. All right, California. Now we can also do nearby, or you can, get more advanced. You can get really advanced here. So you can set a location. You can set a target radius. So let's say, for example, you are based somewhere in Pasadena, California. So I'm going to go ahead and do Pasadena. Now right here, you can see that I can do 20 miles around Pasadena. So you see this little circle right here? So this is the city of Pasadena. So basically I'm saying I want to market 20 miles away from Pasadena, or within Pasadena. Now you can also change it to something like, Hollywood or whatever. Let's go do Hollywood. So Hollywood, I'm gonna say, I want to go ahead and say, I want to market. Okay, that's a good one. So it's Hollywood, California, guys. So I guess there's another Hollywood in Florida. So be sure to always check that out. So right here, I'm saying, all right, I want to market 20 miles from within Hollywood. So anyone that lives or resides 20 miles within Hollywood will see this advertisement. You can always do that as well. And that's great because then people can, you can advertise your mom and pop shop. You can advertise something that you'd like to do. And we can also exclude stuff. So let's say you don't want people from Canada to see your ad. So right here, you can go to Canada and you go to exclude. Now, a good reason why you would want to do this is if, let's say you live near Washington or those bordering states near Canada and you don't want them to see your ad, then you might want to exclude this place and say no. Now you guys can also market to all the different countries, and it is actually cheaper to advertise globally. So let's say you want to reach people in Japan. You can say, yeah, I want to market people in Japan, and also I want to market people in Thailand. Now, for some reason, Google AdWords values the CPC less in those countries. So basically saying you will pay less for clicks in Japan and Thailand compared to the United States. Now there is an article in the description. So if you guys want to see the cheapest countries, I believe they are like Algeria and I don't know. It's in the link. It's in the description. So if you guys want to find the cheapest cost per clicks per country, you guys can click on the link in the description. It's an article about it. You guys can read more about it. But for now, I'm just going to go and say, you know what? I'm just going to say, you know what? I want to just do United States. You guys get the idea, right? You guys got the point. All right, United States. So what languages do your customers speak? You can target specific languages. So if you have a Thai restaurant and you only want Thai people coming to your restaurant, well, you can have your advertisements in Thai or that market to people who speak this right here. Okay, so you can go ahead and select the languages. And also we have bid strategy, viewable CPM. Now CPM is basically cost per impressions, or you can do cost per clicks. I recommend doing cost per clicks because you don't get charged for impressions. CPM is basically saying we will charge you every single time there is an impression, but I like to do CPC. You know, I like to say, you know what, I don't want people to, I want to get charged every time someone actually clicks on the ad, not kind of use it because you don't really know if they even seen it. Maybe they browse it really fast and, you know, you got charged for that. So that's why I recommend CPC. And then the budgets, I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to say $10 per day. You know, $10 per day, that's what, $300 a month? That's not too expensive. Now, enhanced CPC, this is where they sort of try to manually raise your bids or lower it. Now you guys can leave this unchecked if you would want, and then see how your ads do. And then if it doesn't go too well, you can always enhance it. That's basically saying they're gonna adjust your ad to, or your budget to basically say, well, you've only put 20 cents per click. Well, you know, it's a little bit more than that, so we'll go ahead and automatically raise it up to 25 cents. Whatever they charge, you know, it'll what's the word for it? It'll kind of like adjust. It'll adjust to what everyone else is bidding. So that's an example of the enhanced CPC. And you guys can set a schedule. Now I find people on YouTube that people are on YouTube the most in the mornings. I don't know why. I find that's kind of strange, but I market in the morning. So 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. is my like hot traffic time. And then after work, obviously. So you guys might want to set a schedule. Now you guys can always do 24 hours. Default, it's set to 24 hours, so you guys can go ahead and go through that. Ad rotation. Now, they always mess around with these things. They kind of like, I don't know if this will be outdated in a month, but I like rotate evenly. You know, I really like rotate evenly, but they don't recommend it. But I find that it's the best to find out when people are clicking on the ads and, you know, you get more information. Now, optimize for clicks. That's basically where they're going to put your ad as much as possible, and people will see it really, you know, you're blowing your budget really fast. I got to be honest, but it's also a good strategy for optimize for clicks because it really doesn't matter, you know, as long as you're getting the traffic, right? So going down over here, we have frequency capping. So that's basically saying how many times do you want the same person to kind of see your stuff? You know, I recommend doing impressions. A lot of people don't. You know, if you have someone who has 30 impressions and they never clicked your ad once, they're probably not interested, right? So maybe around I don't know. It's really up to you. You know, you can do per day, per week, per month. Then you can set like an ad group or for this campaign. You can also do no cap on viewable impression because you're not getting charged for impressions. So that's also a good deal for the CPC, right? Instead of actually limiting yourself, you're actually kind of just, you know, flooding it in a way. And campaign name, you can go ahead and put your campaign name. So I'm going to put test. All right, so we've created the ad group and the enhanced CPC bid. You can just go ahead and leave that blank. So right here, we'll do the landing page and then go ahead and just, you know, I'll put Daryl Wilson. All right, and it'll actually pull all your information from your website. So it'll get like your images, it'll get your picture and everything else. So right here, also make sure to, you know, put your ad group name. So something like, let's put DW. Now the enhanced CPC bid, I'm just gonna go ahead and put 20 cents. I'm gonna say, yeah, sure, you know, why not? That's fine, you know. Choose how to target your ads, demographics, interest in remarketing. Now, I personally like interest in remarketing because let's say, for example, you have a specific niche. So you can actually go ahead and search by certain niche. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways you guys can kind of like, you know, look for it. Now, affinity audiences, you can just say, you know what, I'm going to do something like WordPress. All right, it's loading. Now, when I type in WordPress, it's gonna give me a list of people who generally are interested in WordPress. So right here we have like, you know, I actually find the best ones is technophiles or technophilies. I don't know how to pronounce that. And also social media enthusiasts. Those are actually some of my top leading audience. Now right here is in market. So in market, guys, means people who are actively searching right now for this. Now, it doesn't mean they have a long-term interest, but it means people who are generally interested as currently as of right now. So if I type in WordPress, it's gonna give me a list of people who generally are looking or interested. So right here, like SEO companies, like web hosting, design software. So, I might select like 1 or 2. All right. And then you can always go to like, a remarketing list, guys, is also really helpful. So I have a tutorial on that in my AdWords campaign, my YouTube ads. So I'm not going to go too much into this, but basically it like collects a list of all these people and it remarkets to all of them. Remarketing is essential. So I recommend it, but you don't have to get it started right now. You can just kind of, just get your feet wet. So scrolling down here, let Google Ads find new customers. Sure, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. And then we'll go to save and continue. All right, so let's go ahead and create our banner. Let's create what it's going to look like. All right, so we have a new image. We have a responsive ad. Okay, I recommend, the responsive ad, or you can copy the existing ad. So you already have an ad. You can just go ahead and leave it. You can copy another ad, so you don't have to keep making them all the time. So let's go to image ad, and then you can simply go ahead and drag your file right here. And then you can put your display URL and your final URL. Now, display URL is the URL they're going to see. So right here, you might put like spring sale or something like that. And then this is going to be the actual URL they go to. And then you can go ahead and upload an image. So, go ahead and just find any image that you want. Now, it has to meet a certain criteria. And if you post it, they're going to show you, so they have the supported specs right here. So you got to have like kind of like a smaller size. So you can see the list right here they give you. So going through there, you can kind of get the idea. Now, I do believe they have an ad maker. I could have sworn they have an ad maker. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. So the responsive ad, you click on plus image. They actually have an ad maker. So this is kind of cool because they'll scan your website to sort of get all the images, get all the information, and you can use these same images on your ads. So it doesn't take too much, research or nothing like that. All right, so right here they have, images right here and everything else. Then you can use this as an image or a logo or whatever you want to do. Okay, and stock images. I don't know. I haven't used their stock images too much, so you guys can kind of venture off and do your own thing. I like to scan from websites. I like only images from my own websites. So I'm gonna go to save, and then you can like give it like a name right here. So short headline like learn to make a website, and then right here, put something else, and then you guys can go through the more options right here. And change the call to text action and everything else. Now, all these other things right here, I would just ignore them because those are for more advanced perimeters. So if you're not familiar with them, you don't have to use them. All right, and then you can kind of put more like and then howdy, whatever you want to put. So you guys get the idea at this point. Okay, so it does take a little bit of time to sort of work this out, and then all you need to do is just go ahead and just, I'm just gonna skip it for now. I'm actually gonna show you my current ads that I'm actually using to give you guys an example. And then right here, you can see it was created. And then now guys, it might take time for this thing to actually start propagating and start getting ads. So if it takes time or it takes too long, these guys have a phone number you can call. Okay, so give them a call and let them know what's up. Say, hey, my ad's not showing. They have a phone number, live chat, everything else. So let me show you guys my current campaign to give you guys an idea of my advertisement. Oh, that's not right. So this right here is my current one. I can preview the ad right here. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. So this is exactly what I'm showing. So I have a picture of myself. I have some text. And right here, create your website for free. Now everything, guys, I remember, free. Everyone loves free stuff. Now I'm not saying to deceive your audience, but provide something for free, that people will generally say, hey, something's for free, I want to check it out. That kind of lures them in. Once they're there, they might browse around your website, check stuff out. But the whole idea, guys, is to offer free, valuable stuff, okay? So that's what I personally recommend. Now that was a quick rundown of the Display Network. So, have fun with the Display Network, guys. It's actually really, it's actually a really good source and platform to use. I currently recommend it because you guys can get a lot of impressions for really, really, really cheap. So let me go ahead and show you again. We'll go to my campaigns. And again, guys, so right here, this one right here was the branding. These ones right here was the engagement. This one was visiting the website. So you can tell it has a different click-through rate, and that's because of the quality of people. Okay, so the branding, you're gonna get the lowest. The engagement rate, you will get somewhat medium for people who actually visit or convert on your website. That will cost you the most, but again, it's actually good because you're getting higher quality people. All right, so that's my quick little tutorial on display advertising, guys. Please use it. It's very helpful. It's very easy, and like I said, you don't have to worry about blowing through your budget. You can always set a budget per day and then take it from there. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Let's go on to the next section. So in this section, we're gonna talk all about banner advertisements and the different type of banner advertising. So this right here is warriorforum.com. Now this is a forum dedicated on digital marketing, e-commerce, and helping each other out. Now they have a approach where you can basically get 1,000 impressions for $5.99. Now what impressions are, again, is impressions is how many times people have actually seen the ad. And based off the position of the ad, they charge a different rate. So if you want the top banner at the way top, you'll be charged $5.99 every 1,000 impressions. But if you get the bottom one, which is like at the way bottom of the page, it only costs $1.49 for every 1,000 impressions because generally they're low quality. Right here, you would put the websites where you want them to go to, and then also the image. And then right here, you can see they have like different packages. So, 50,000 for $74.50. And of course, they have a impression minimum. So every website has their own their own way of doing business. So for 300,000 impressions, you're looking at around $1,700, but I don't recommend doing that because you'd want to do something a little bit smaller to test the waters first to see if this website is for you. Now, I'm not saying go to Warrior Forum, but I'm saying go to other websites in your niche. Now, another really good one that I recommend more than this right here is sponsored blog posts. So this is WP Mayer, and I actually submitted an article for these guys. And right here, you can see that they'll give you a banner ad, 5 tweets, an article, and then promotional products. Now, what you guys want is you want the blog posts because the blog posts are permanent. When someone writes a blog post about your company, it floats around on the internet, and you want to look for high-ranking websites. So people with a huge presence, you want to have them feature your website. So right here, you can see that they'll do it for $600. Now you're thinking, oh, I don't know about that, $600. The thing about this is that this is a permanent effect. So this will be found in the search engines. So I recommend doing the sponsored posts or, contact a blogging company, ask them to write a post about you and see what their rates are. Every website has different rates. And again, you guys can always go to similarweb.com and just check up the website, see what their traffic is, see how well they're doing. So this website right here has some substantial traffic. So if they're getting around 370,000 page visits a month, 400,000, what's $600? Because this is going to be on every single month. So in the long run, it works out for me and works out for everybody else. Now, another one you can do is Reddit advertising. Reddit advertising has actually changed their whole structure. So I don't really know how well their new structure is. I used to advertise on one of them before, but they have the same exact style. So they have impressions. So basically they're saying how many times people have actually seen your ad. That's what you're going to be charged for. So right here, they have 1,000 impressions, and then you can go ahead and set a bid. The higher the bid, the more it will show. The less the bid, the less it will show. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and check out Reddit. I've actually done it before, and I had around a 0.05% conversion rate, which means now that's not that bad, but display ads, they're never going to be the best. But you guys can also do just like a banner space. So right here, they also have banner space where you can just say, you know what, I want to just rent the space on your website. And then from there, they give you statistics. So let me see if these guys actually have a little banner space. Let me see. They have one. They have sponsored posts. And let's see right here. I don't think they do. I don't know if they do or not. Yeah, so I don't know if they do, but they do actually have banner space. So, every website, guys, has their own little, way of doing business because you're dealing directly with the website. You're not dealing, with anybody else. So this is a deal between you and the websites. And you guys can just go to like Google and just type in for example, let's say you're into dog products. I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick gamble. So best dog products. Best dog products. And of course, we're going to run into some blogs. So right here, dog time. So this is a blog that talks all about, you know, dogs or whatever. So already on the right side, I can see they have banner space right here. So they're already have people that will, you know, pay to be on this website because people in this category might want to advertise, you know, dog products on this website because this is a dog blog. So by having a certain niche, you know, by, you know, advertising your own niche to people in your similar market, that would be the best idea. So if you're into dogs, you know, this is a good blog. If you're into computers, you might want to check out another website. But again, make sure you don't get screwed, you know, make sure that, you know, you do a good job in kind of like seeing how well their traffic is. You can always go to WMA or I'm sorry, to SimilarWeb to check out their traffic to make sure they're genuine. Let's go ahead and check out the Dodo. I know these guys are big on Instagram and stuff, but I can't really even find a place where we can advertise. I don't know. I don't know if you can advertise on the Dodo. Let's see. They all have their own little rates. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they're not going to say, yeah, right here, advertise. And then they all have their own little rates, so you guys can, you know, go through them and talk about it. But banner space is good, you know, it's good. I recommend it. So this would be the last form of advertising, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. You know, I've basically gone through a list of all of the different type of advertising, whether it's banner space, whether it's display network, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, blogging, all these different types. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, guys. Be sure to like this video, all right? And check out my website, darrellwilson.com, go to my Facebook page, and give this video a thumbs up. All right, I'll see you guys all later.